picture view of where you're at right now on this season after obviously what was, a disappointing road trip?
Have 5 hours on the plane to think about it. We were really looking forward to bounce back tonight. Didn't happen. Frustrating for a lot of reasons. But, we got another game Tuesday against a great team. Got to be able to show up, compete, see what happens. 20 whatever games, 23, 22, whatever it is. Still a good amount of time, but you cannot play the way that we've played the last, significant stretch and expect things to change. So it kind of is what it is. We gotta make the necessary adjustments. It sucks right now. Losing sucks. It's a terrible feeling. In the locker room, we don't really have much to smile about, and it's kind of the vibe right now.
Steph, as a group, how do you fix the fouling problems?
I don't know, man. It's like the 20th time we get asked that question, and we haven't figured it out yet. So it's on all of us to hold each other accountable to the details of being in the right position. Even if a guy gets a bucket, at least you can kind of come back and the game has a better flow to it and you're not giving up free throws. Or putting yourself in the penalty where it changes your aggressiveness. If you get 4 fouls in the first 3 minutes, you're playing 9 minutes where you have that in the back of your mind, and that takes away any type of, aggressiveness on that end of the floor. So it's kind of a double whammy. You give up free throws, but you also change the strategy of your defensive presence, and that's tough.
Steph, Mark Haynes, Clutch Points. If you don't mind, I want to take your mind away from today's game real quick, and I wanted to see if you seen the Space Jam trailer. Got Clay in it, your teammate Draymond. How excited are you to see that film? And what cast, if the cast from Space Jam 1 and Space Jam 2 played, which cast you think will win in a 7-game series?
It's going to be it's a legendary concept, obviously, Space Jam 1 and Ron bringing it back, so that's going to be dope. I am going to watch it. I'm excited to see it like everybody else. I ain't thought too much about the cast, though. I ain't got nothing for you there.
Hey, Steph, in the next week or so, you're going to pass Wilt Chamberlain in Warriors points scored. Just kind of incredible. Like when you think about where you started and being the kid who didn't get a scholarship offer from a major basketball powerhouse, and that you were the one to break such a big Wilt Chamberlain record. How would you describe that?
Oh, that's surreal, to be honest. I don't know how many years he played here, but he's got a lot of buckets, obviously, and his legend remains across the whole league. But obviously wearing a Warriors uniform and, having been here my whole career, it's pretty crazy. So, got a couple more points to score, hopefully some more wins in the process, but it is it's a wild just thought in general to know, like you said, where it started, all that's happened, over the course of the career. Obviously got a lot more to do, but that is a pretty significant milestone that I'll, God willing, when it happens, I'll appreciate that moment.
You guys are obviously pretty different players, but what is it like to be in a category with him?
I'm glad the three-point line wasn't around for him, because who I wouldn't have had no time to break it. He would have figured that out probably too. So I'm glad I played in this era. Let's put it that way.
Thank you, Steph.
Yeah. Chris Alberts from ABC7.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask you about your shoes and the message behind those tonight and why it's so important what you're doing with the shoes.
Just a significant opportunity to raise some money. We're going to auction them off. And obviously what Bruce Lee stood for in terms of, unifying people, speaking on the collective harmony of everybody from different backgrounds, different races, but especially, his Asian heritage. I think he has a lot of quotes and just narratives and themes that he spoke on consistently that still ring true today. And I know his foundation is doing a lot to live that out and to impact people's lives and to continue to spark change. So, obviously stopping Asian hate across the country is huge and across this world, but, the shoes are a very small way to hopefully raise money for that work and that cause and, raise awareness.
Steph, this is Raphael from the 3-point conversion. Last time you was here and played Trae, I asked you about what advice would you give Trae, and you said, of course, don't listen to the comparisons. Now that you see him matured and have his own type of game, what is your assessment of him right now?
He's on the right track. He's continuing to get better. I know there's, some new guys in the fold over there, and they're, trying to take that next step as an organization, and he's going to be a huge part of that. That you take every learning lesson along the way. When you play well, when you don't, when you win, you lose, you continue to self-reflect on how you can continue to get better. I feel like he's, from everything I know and hear, he's doing that. So, it's a long journey. I'm 12 years into this thing, and he's 3, so there's a lot of room to grow, but he's definitely on the right track, and the league will be in good hands, for a long time with guys like him and some of the other young guys that are solidifying themselves as great players.
Is the tailbone improving?
Slowly, yeah. I think I only landed on it once tonight, so that's a positive.
Steph, have you gotten a chance to I know you just got done hooping, but have you gotten a chance to talk to Cameron, and how exciting is it for that program and your god sister and Tara?
No, I haven't talked to her yet, but I got word during the game that they pulled it out. It's awesome to know she picked the right school. Obviously, that has, she has an opportunity to play and showcase her talents, but also surrounded by a lot of talent and greatness. Obviously, like you said, with Coach Vanderveer, and the awesome, all that they went through with the COVID protocol season and going into that bubble and getting it done. It's pretty awesome for her to get that experience in her first year. So hope she's celebrating with the whole team, and I'll catch up with her later.
Stephen, you're optimistic by nature. How hard is it to be that way this season with all the things you guys have been dealing with?
That's not hard, because every time you step foot on the floor, you're expecting to win. But it does. The hard part is trying to answer some of the questions around how we get better and how we win games. And, the situation is what it is. We have a lot to improve on. And there's a challenge there that we all need to take, head on. It's uncomfortable right now. It's frustrating for everybody. But it'll test us to find a way to make these last, 20 games matter and give us something to show for it towards the end of the season. Right now, it's frustrating for sure. You can't. I hope everybody in the locker room hates, losing as a motivation to stick with it, to stay connected, and to figure it out.
You mentioned it.
Anthony, go ahead. Anthony, last question for you. Go ahead. Last question.
Yeah, you mentioned just the uncomfortable nature of it. How are you seeing your younger teammates dealing with this adversity?
It's tough. I mean, keep it real. Like, we all had higher expectations for where we're supposed to be this season. And guys want to, outperform. When they go out there, they want to overexceed, expectations for themselves, for, coaching staff, whatever it is. And when it doesn't happen, it's frustrating. So I hope it stings. I hope it isn't, I hope it's uncomfortable. I hope that it motivates you to keep grinding, challenging yourself to get better. I hope nobody's content just being in this middle of the road situation. So we're gonna find out, how we respond down the stretch of the season, see what we're made of.